Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vegan Proteins Muscles by Brussels Radio. My name is Danny,
And I'm Athena.
and this is episode 175. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have the lovely Athena with us today. I don't actually remember the last podcast you and I did together, but I always enjoy them. Man, I remember where I was, but I don't remember what we were talking about.
Oh
But
yeah.
you have some interesting stuff going on. I know I told everybody that I got LASIK like, I don't know, 2 months ago or something, and you just got it this week. How was your experience?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot done recently. I've been making all the changes. I got LASIK last Wednesday, so it is post 1 week. And the experience itself, I don't know what you've said about it already, but it is so easy. Like it's literally takes like 10 minutes. I was nervous, but honestly, now that I've done it, I'm like, I could like easily, I hope I don't have to do that again, but I could easily do it again. It's literally so quick. And you don't actually see anything like poking you or anything. So but I'm
Yeah.
feeling okay. I can see up close very well. Far away is still a struggle, but they say that can take time. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And mine was the exact opposite, right? Like far away, I could see almost instantly, and close up, I was like, wait, what? What is this? I don't like this. Which has improved, by the way. It's still probably not going to go back 100%, but it's better. Like it's still an improvement from where it was before. And if I
Yeah.
wanted to go back for a touch up, I could, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, they said it can take weeks to months for it to completely, it can just continue to improve. So hopefully.
Isn't that funny how they tell you that after?
Yeah, it's a little interesting. I feel like they advertise it as like you're gonna be able to see right away really well. I'm like, okay, well, I see worse at this very moment. So please tell me
Yeah.
my vision will come back. But he did say it's could be because of the prednisone or whatever I'm dropping in my eye that can make it blurry. My eyes are also dry, so I need to
Mhm.
keep up with the eye drops. But crossing my fingers,
Yeah.
my vision comes back better.
Yeah. Good. I mean, Jackman was like, "Oh, this is like they can't screw it up. They do it all the time." And I was like, "I have read some stories of them screwing it up." I was super nervous, but not for the procedure itself, even though I was a little nervous for that because it is kind of freaky, right? Like they hold your eyes open all clockwork orange style, and I didn't love that part, but it was so fast that yeah, I couldn't complain about it, the actual procedure at all. And afterwards, when they took me out of the room, they put me in a massage chair for 30 minutes. It was freaking
Oh,
awesome.
that's nice. They can't do that for me. They said, okay, you can walk out now.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, can I open my eyes? Because I didn't know what to do. They weren't
Right.
really expressing anything. And
Mhm.
she's like, well, of course. How are you going to get out of here? I was like, oh, okay. Just walk out then. Bye.
Yeah, I think the doctors, and I've experienced this with plastic surgeons in the past, like they know stuff you don't know, but they think
Yeah,
you know. Like they're talking to you like you know, and you don't actually know. I feel like they should do a better job with that.
I concur because I also had to get my eyes dilated beforehand, and I didn't know that was going to make my vision completely blurry for hours. So I told
Hmm.
my boss I was going to leave for like an hour, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't read." I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be back for half the day.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that you've never had your eyes dilated before, especially since they found your brain tumor through your eyes.
I think I mean I have, but I think that's probably like one of the last times I've had that done. I mean, I don't
Wow.
remember. It was a long time ago. I
Yeah,
don't get
you might not notice if you're not driving.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, they don't explain very well. But I am happy because I also got my eyebrows microbladed before I had my LASIK. And
Hmm.
that's been very nice because I haven't had, you're not allowed to wear makeup. So I was like, okay, well, at least my eyebrows
Mm.
will be done.
Yeah, I didn't mind it too much because I don't really wear eye makeup anyway, unless it's like a fancy occasion, except concealer. I
Yeah.
didn't wear concealer for like a whole week.
I,
So,
I like
but
to wear
I've,
mascara. So
yeah, I've been trying to wear like less and less and less makeup over the years. Like I go back and watch some of our YouTube videos from 2018 and I'm like, ah, that's like a full face, full face of makeup right there. Um, but I think seeing yourself with makeup, like full face of makeup all the time, makes your regular face look weird to you. So
yes,
that's
it
part of the
does.
reason. Yeah. So that's kind of a little bit what we're talking about today. So, I mean, the title of the episode is basically going to be something like social media is bullshit and everything you see is fake. But I don't think we just have to talk about social media, but I think it's a good place to start. Um, because you and I have had a conversation very similar to this before, but it's probably like over a year ago. And even though that doesn't sound like a long time, I feel like the internet has changed. It's like significantly even since then.
AI, shout out.
AI, yeah, AI is insane. I mean, I guess it existed last time we were talking about it, but now it's like accessible to the average person. You can like pay to go build a person, like the actual image of a person, make them talk and do things. And there's AI influencers that aren't even real people. Have you seen that?
I did see the AI beauty pageant thing where they're like having the best AI profiles, like they'll win whatever for the most followers, engagement, all the things, but they're all fake. They're not even real people. It's just
I haven't seen
AI.
that.
Yeah, it's like a thing. It's a beauty pageant that's for AI specifically.
So who is entering it? Like web engineers?
Um, that will have to be researched, but probably people that are just really good at creating the like perfect face, apparently, quote unquote, perfect.
Yeah, that's so wild. I'm not like anti AI or anything like that. I mean, I've used it, I ask it questions. It's my Portuguese speaking buddy. So it helps me with learning Portuguese on a regular basis. But some of the stuff that it can do is crazy. Like I got hit with a video that was like, this AI woman is making $70,000 a day. And this AI influencer is making $70,000 a day. And it's some company created an influencer, and I mean, she's gorgeous, of course, and she talks, she has a personality, they can put her in any advertisement that they want, she can say or do anything, and they don't have to pay an actual like person do stuff anymore. But I mean, the human being influencers were already like kind of like scary and fucking up the world enough.
Yeah, that's scary. It's all scary because yeah, human beings are just editing themselves to look like AI, I guess. And now
Mhm.
AI just is trying to look like humans. It's social media is a scary place right now. Be
Yeah,
aware.
it is. It's insane. Another one that I've seen, this is kind of cool, but kind of creepy at the same time. You can basically, I could make a video talking about, the best vegan proteins to eat are this, that, or the other. And if you want to lose weight, you can do this. And then I can run it through a program and it will make me speak French, say the whole thing in French. It's my voice. My mouth is still moving like I'm speaking French. You would just think it's me just speaking French, but it's
That's
not.
actually really cool. That's amazing.
it's
Um,
it's cool, but also like a little bit scary that it can like basically deep fake you so quickly.
yes, deep fake is terrifying. That is so scary. The thing, yeah. Honestly, AI, internet, and social media, it's all pretty creepy right now. There's a lot of fakeness.
And unknowns, like
A lot of unknown.
just a lot of unknowns. Like if it can make me look like I'm speaking fluent French in 30 seconds, it could make me look like I'm beating a puppy outside in my yard or doing something horrible or something incredibly inappropriate. Like,
Yeah,
ooh,
I've heard
I don't
they're
think
doing that. Like, there's also, yeah, they're also doing that with, um, how should I?
adult content.
Yes, adult
Mhm.
content. They are using AI for that as well. And they're deep faking like celebrities for adult content. It's just pretty disgusting. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this. Fun fact, everyone, there is a huge environmental impact on you like with using AI, which I had no idea. Like it uses a lot of water for the
Mm,
cooling process. And I had no idea.
interesting. So it's kind of like crypto. Because I didn't know when somebody was explaining crypto, don't even get me started on crypto. If Giacomo knows I'm even talking about crypto on this podcast, he's gonna be so pissed because he's like all for it and I am very against it. But crypto uses a ton of energy, like a ton of energy
None of
to
that.
add on to the blockchain or whatever the hell. So it's terrible for the environment.
Yeah. So all the things.
Yeah.
But today we're
Wild.
talking about mental health.
Yeah.
So
And like body image and how
body.
this is probably going to change the way people think about themselves, not AI specifically, just the internet in general, and how so much about the internet is just fake. Like it's just fake, but our brains, even though like the logical part of your brain, you can know, like the logical part of your brain can be like, everything I see on the internet is fake. The huge emotional part of your brain like cannot differentiate between what it's seeing and the fact that it's not real. And it really affects our self-esteem a lot.
They there's like they've made it so easy. So easy. Um I I've looked at I forgot what the app is called, but I used an app and it has AI on it for editing photos, and I edited my clothes because you can make it a completely different color, but you can also make it a completely different outfit. So I edited my clothes to be a different color because I wanted to. And I was just like, let's see how this is. And then like it looks so real, but you can
Yep.
actually edit your full outfit. Like you could like I could have changed myself to be wearing a skirt, a dress, a shirt, like completely different. And I was like, what? Like this is insane.
Yes, Giacomo and I one night I got hit with like an ad to download an app that was something like that. It was like to make I found it, to make like headshots of yourself.
Oh, like professional headshots? Like
Yeah, and
yeah.
we were just playing with it. You know, obviously we didn't post any of these. So if you're watching the YouTube version of this, like that's Giacomo, but it's not Giacomo.
It looks so
That's
real.
that's AI. Some of them were bad.
Wow.
That's AI. Like there were ones of me as well. It's
Oh,
a
that's insane.
yeah, it's pretty insane. And we, like I said, we didn't post them anywhere. We were just sitting around like laughing at them basically. But
Yeah.
it is so creepy that I mean, I could download that app and take your picture without you even knowing. I could just screenshot an image of you and just put it in there and make fake pictures of you everywhere. So bizarre. Oh, here we go. Ready? Here's one of me.
Oh my God. You guys have to look at if you're not watching, please watch
Yeah.
these.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my
Sorry for all
goodness.
the audio people. I won't show any more. Oh, I will show one more because I was like, yeah, that just looks like a regular picture of
Well,
me, but it's not me.
for anyone
Um,
listening, it's just literally photos of their head, but like
on
one
other bodies.
on other bodies that aren't theirs. But it looks very realistic, which is insane.
Yeah. And those ones were kind of like the headshot versions. There were body versions, like, you know, women in bikinis or whatever I could have photoshopped my face onto. I didn't because I didn't think my brain needed that. But it's just it's pretty wild. And I definitely do think that there are people, probably people that we follow, that are using things like that to their advantage, I guess, from like an influencer perspective, or even just, you know, for their own ego to post something and feel really good about it and, you know, kind of not talk about the fact that it's not real. And then other people are like, oh, so and so would never post a fake photo of themselves, but like it is a fake photo. So like how could one tell? That's the thing, is like there used to be like these tells
You
if
can't
stuff was
tell.
edited. I mean, I guess some
Yeah, I mean,
professionals can tell.
I really don't think most people can tell anymore. I think it's so good because I've even seen. Let me see what's the app that I've downloaded because I just think it's Facetune. That's actually
Yeah.
popular. Yeah, that's the one I have, and you can literally edit everything on you completely. I'm not recommending this to people, um,
Hmm.
but it's pretty insane. Like you can edit your body parts and like even if you zoom in, like it doesn't affect the lines and stuff. Like I've tested it and I'm like, this is crazy. I've tested it like on almost everything. I'm just like, let's just change everything and see like what I can do.
I actually did that in a video. I think it was in a YouTube video. I was talking about probably a similar topic to this, and I just posted like a Facetune screen recording of like while I'm talking, it's me changing myself to somebody else completely. that
Yeah.
it's like a $5 app or
And you
something.
made that recently, but I think it's gotten even more advanced since
Mm-hmm.
like it's just like it's continuing to advance. And now you don't even really have to like do it yourself. You can just like click, like I want this part, whatever,
Wow.
like change it.
Crazy. And I've heard people are taking these photos, like taking a photo of themselves, editing it to what they wish they looked like, taking it to a plastic surgeon and being
Oh.
like, can you do this? Can you make me look like this?
I've heard that with Snapchat feed or Snapchat, like whatever the features are called.
Filters?
Yeah, filters. I've
Yeah.
heard people want to look like their Snapchat filters, and I'm like, oh, that's so insane. And you
Yeah.
know what? Plastic surgeons are making a lot of money right now.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's
Definitely.
trying to reach this unattainable, unachievable look, including me. I
Hmm.
think I'm always
Yeah.
looking at other people, and it's hard not to, but man, like people are doing like everything. I've seen plastic surgeons doing full body like transformations on people, full body, complete
Hmm.
facial reconstruction. It's like people are paying a lot of money nowadays. And the scary thing is that nobody knows. Like it's
Right.
not anymore. I think it used to be
Mhm.
super obvious when people did anything, but
Mhm.
people are getting stuff done all the time and we don't even know. So on top of the filters, people are
Yeah.
also getting a lot of cosmetic procedures. Botox, very common.
Hmm.
Filler, very common.
Yeah.
But people don't know that.
Yeah, and I'm not anti-plastic surgery. You're not anti-plastic surgery, but I think we're just so much more vulnerable to feeling like we need something
Yeah.
done. That if we hadn't seen XYZ whatever person over and over and over again, we might never have even thought we needed something like that done. I remember when I got my plastic surgery, which was to get the loose skin at the bottom of my stomach removed from the 100 pounds of weight loss. Like that's what I wanted done. I also wanted it done to my chest. So basically it was like a breast lift because they're just getting rid of the skin and then stitching the rest up, all the loose skin. But I remember like they low key almost tried to bully me into getting breast implants. Like they could not believe I would want to get this done and not get breast implants. They literally were like, you're going to look like a little boy. And I was like, for a second, I was like, am I making some horrible mistake right now? But I ended up going with my gut, didn't get the implants, very happy. Uh, but yeah, it's almost like they're trying to turn everybody into the same person.
Yeah, well, they are because they know what the majority of society wants at that time. I know I had plastic surgery under my chin. I had chin liposuction, and they were trying to sell me on a bunch of other things too. She was like, "Well, you're
Mhm.
definitely also probably going to want a chin implant," which was, by the way, an extra $2,000. But if I don't get a chin implant, then I should definitely get filler under my chin. And I'm like, "Oh, you're making
Yeah,
insecurities that weren't there before."
exactly.
I
Making
was like, I
insecurities that
never
weren't
thought about
there.
my chin ever in my life. Like, not my chin. So, like, I had chin liposuction, which is just under the chin fat removal.
Mhm.
But she made me like start thinking about my actual chin and like extending it out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I would have never thought about that in a million years if you didn't bring it up.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's great. And I feel like social media does exactly that to
Oh yeah.
people without without being so obvious, without being like, hey, this is wrong with you. It's just highlighting other things that are so different than the way you are over and over and over again that you start to think like, is it me? Am
Yeah.
I the one? Am I the thing that's like different or off or wrong? And
It's
it's
like,
just so
do pores
sad.
exist? Am I the only one that has pores? Like, I don't know that I've ever seen someone with pores before online.
Hmm.
I'm like,
Yep, it's
wow, is this a
it's
thing?
pretty wild.
It's
Oh, my cat is coming to say hello. So he's probably
perfect.
going to walk through a few times.
We love a cat.
Ugh. And then, like, when it comes to fitness, I think that obviously AI is going to be insane there because you're going to be able to create a body, any kind of body that you want. But, even real people are just editing their bodies like into oblivion, basically,
Yeah.
making their waists so small and their butts so big, which I was joking actually with Sawyer recently. He said something about his girlfriend having like a fat butt in front of her mom, and and she thought he was insulting her, because 30
Oh,
years ago that would have been like the worst thing you could say to a woman, was like,
yeah.
that it was like, oh, does this make my butt look big? The answer was no, always no. And
Yeah.
now if you told somebody no, that would be like the insult.
Hurt their feelings.
So yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, I just, bodies being edited, but even even if somebody is not editing their stuff, right? Even if someone is like literally just posting their best selves, like we all do, in good lighting, in flattering poses, the way social media is designed is that the 1% is what's going to be pushed out to everybody. So, the most conventionally beautiful people, men and women, that's what the algorithm is going to show to everybody. And then your whole feed ends up being full of people who look like that. And you start to think looking like that is normal. When, like, think about going to the grocery store. Like, that is not normal. Most people don't look like that. But
Yeah,
I
I
just think
think
we forget it.
that's one of my favorite examples, honestly. Is just like go outside. Go outside and look at people because they don't look like they do on Instagram. And
Yeah.
like I look completely different right now than I probably will on Instagram because I would do my makeup, I would do my hair, I'm gonna put a nice outfit on, I'm gonna go outside with the best lighting, like you said. Like there's ways to curate yourself to look quote unquote better. And
Without like faking it, you
yeah,
know?
without thinking it. And even if people do look like that on Instagram, that's not how they look all the time. Like
Yeah.
I definitely don't look as great as I do on Instagram all the time because I just don't care to put the work in. I don't want to do my makeup and stuff at home.
Oh
I'm just
yeah, when I'm gonna film, like if I'm gonna fit, like I didn't do anything for this day. Thank God. I just happened to have makeup on today, because most days I don't actually have any on, because I almost forgot about this podcast and I had to jump on at the very last second. Um, but on days that I'm gonna film for like YouTube, those are specific days. I am specifically dressed for those days. Except the video podcast. I told everybody you get what you get for the video podcast, and I am held true to rocking just a sweatsuit basically everyone.
comfort is best.
Yeah. So what do you do about this? Like, because like we just said, even if logically like that most of what you're looking at is not real, how do you actually get the other part of your brain, that more emotional reactive side of your brain, to get it? Any
Cry.
ideas? Cry.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Well, one, just focus more on the good things. Focus on
Mhm.
yourself and remember that everyone else is just focusing on themselves. I love seeing like the videos of people doing like the most ridiculous things in front of people and people just don't care. Like they just walk by. Like that's gonna be a second memory in their life, whereas we hold on to things for so long. Just let it go.
Mhm. Yeah.
Focus on yourself, focus on good things, focus on things that make you feel good and a little less time on Instagram. Maybe donate to someone in need or
Mhm. Mm.
go to a animal shelter. Donate your time.
Yeah.
Do some.
I was gonna say just get offline. Like get offline for a while. It is I mean, I have to be on there because of what I do for a living, but I really do think that it is, yes, there's good to everything. Like there are good parts of social media. Many of the people I know I met through social media, and there's lots of good messages that can be spread and good relationships that can be made, but there is a lot that is really, really bad. So I think
Um,
taking breaks or just being online less would probably be a good thing.
oh yeah, I agree. I think for most people, they're not just gonna completely drop social media, although it would be great. Like
Hmm.
we just lived in a world where maybe everyone that I loved was super close to me, then I would totally drop social media completely.
Hmm.
But it's a tough one. I think yeah, as much as you can, just find some hobbies, do some things. And reels are so addicting. Reels, TikToks, it's so easy for people, as in me and everyone else, get dragged into things like that, and you're just like stuck watching reels. And then it's like 30 minutes later, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? Like, let me get a hobby. Let me do something. Just getting off, doing something, doing a new hobby, trying something new.
Like going out into the actual world
Yeah,
occasionally.
be a real person. Hang out with real people.
Mhm.
It makes such a difference in how you feel about yourself, because I think, well, actually, hang out with real people who make you feel good. Not
Yeah.
people who are also, maybe draining your energy or talking about how much they hate themselves and everyone else. Then you're going to be drained even more. If you hang out with people that are just like positive, not always, of course, no one can be positive all the time, but mostly positive about themselves, that makes such a difference. Like talking to my friends who just like love themselves, I'm like, yeah, give me that energy. Like I
Yeah.
like that. Please give
Mhm.
me more of that.
Yeah. Agreed. Uh, I think back, like I'm older than you, but I think back to like before we had like the internet in our pockets all the time. Like, yes, we had the internet, but we didn't have all of it in our pocket all the time. And you just like went about your day. Like if you wanted to know what was going on, like on the forums or whatever, or even on social media, like you had to wait till the end of your day when you were done with school or done with work and come home and deliberately power it up and like find it and figure out like, okay, this is what happened. The fact that it's so prevalent and like it becomes like a numbing agent basically for every second of discomfort in our entire lives. Oh, you're uncomfortable for a split second. You don't like waiting in line at the grocery store? Pull the
Yeah.
phone out of your pocket. Yep. And I mean, I don't want to sound preachy. I'm super guilty of all of this, which is
Oh,
why I
me
think I'm so
too.
passionate about it because I don't want to be like that, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm the same way. And I've seen other podcasts where they talk where I forgot who it was, but they were talking about how we view our phones nowadays like as an extension of ourselves. Like when we
Mhm.
hand our phone to somebody else, it feels like we're like giving a part of ourselves to someone, and it's like it's so sad, but it's so true. Like it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable to like be away from your phone or to give your phone to someone else. People are so scared of their phones being taken, which that part, they're expensive,
Yeah.
so I get that. But
Mhm.
it's like we have such an emotional reaction to it or feeling towards it with it, and it's pretty it's pretty depressing. And like I said, I feel like I'm the same way. I don't like it when people take my phone or being away from it. And
I'm
it's
super curious what the research is going to say in the next like 10 years or so about phone addiction because I've told Giacomo like I think I'm addicted to my phone and he
oh,
kind of like poo-poos the idea away like how could you be addicted to your phone? But if you think about like what addiction actually means, like that almost compulsion to always be doing that thing
mhm.
and I guess the number one thing being like it interrupting your life, and I wouldn't say that it interrupts my life like it's causing a rift in my relationships or anything,
Yeah.
but how could something that I do for hours a day not be interrupting my life? Like
Yeah.
every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So every time you're scrolling on your phone, you could have been doing something else like
I
more
think about
meaningful than
that
that.
like every single day. It's like
Ah,
I
me
just spent
too.
so much time on here. I could have went for a walk. I could have played with the
Mhm.
cats. There's always something better. I don't want to say better because sometimes you do need the relaxation, but
Yeah.
usually I shouldn't spend that much time on the relaxation of the phone. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some research that comes out eventually on that.
Yeah.
It's all of it's impacting us in so many ways, impacting our views, impacting what we think about ourselves, impacting how we feel.
And I know there is already some research about teenagers and social media. And I mean, the data is really super clear that it is negatively impacting their mental health, all of them, but especially girls. Like it's especially impacting girls and making them depressed and anxious, which I think makes absolute perfect sense. You used to, if you wanted to know what was going on in the world, you had to watch the news at a certain time or buy the newspaper that day. and it would be, you can only fit so much in a newspaper, right? How can you not be anxious? I mean, I know we're getting away from like body image here, but how can you not be anxious when you're seeing every horrible news headline in the world inside of like 15 minutes? Like
Literally.
all the time, in real time sometimes. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So on that
Yeah.
topic, you rate your Instagram feed.
That was exactly my next thing, was like what, like, be very mindful of what you follow on any platform.
Yes. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, the all the other ones.
Pay attention to how certain stuff makes you feel, because you might be following somebody because you think it's inspirational or you think it's motivational, but in actuality, pay attention. Is it actually making you feel better? Is it actually inspiring you to go do something, or is it just making you feel like you're less than and you're not good enough? Because if it's that, just unfollow them. I've told my friends and family to unfollow me. If it bothers them, if my non-vegan proteins related friends and family, if they don't want to see my reels about fat loss, if that upsets them, just say, just unfollow me. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah, I think it's like when it comes to motivational posts, those are things like those don't usually make me feel very good. When they're like, look at me, I'm at a 4 a.m. working out. I'm like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I should feel very great right now. I don't like those kinds of posts. And some people do, depending on like everyone likes
Yep.
something different. I'm not a fan of that. I'm like, okay, well, good for you. Have fun.
Yeah. I think I used to be a fan of that kind of stuff because I would see it and just be like, oh, so disciplined. Like I'm gonna be that disciplined. I'm gonna be in that club. And I have been in that club actually. Like, I've been that person, but I mean, I didn't post about it like that, but over the years, I've realized like that entire mindset of being 100% on all the time is awful. Like, I don't actually want to live like that. And I don't know many people that do want to live like that. Even the people I know that have lived like that. So I could name drop a whole bunch of my friends that I guarantee you a lot of these listeners would know. There's so much cat hair in front of me right now. That we've all done that. We've all done the, hustle, hustle, hustle. You gotta hustle if you want to make your dreams come true, constantly, nonstop. You gotta want it more than anything else. And like, all of us are older now, and all of us are like, dude, this sucks. Like, this, like, I like spending time with my family sometimes, and occasionally I want to go somewhere without my laptop.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think you got to go through that to get there,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like having abs. Like, people think they want abs until they have abs for a while, and they're like, actually, I do like cake occasionally. So,
No, there you go. I do agree. I think it is a phase because I have been there where I actually only used to listen to motivational speakers as I worked out. Like that's the only, like I didn't listen to music. It was only motivation. And I think I grew out of that phase so hard where now I'm just like, no, get out of my ear, please.
yeah. Like, it's
But,
just different stuff motivates me now. Like,
yeah.
different things inspire me. Seeing people that have achieved what I would consider to be balance, which, oh, that's something we could talk about. Seeing people achieve what I perceive to be balance, that is always like, I want to learn and if they're actually sharing practical tips, that's the important part. If they're sharing like how they've done that, I think that's awesome. But there's a big but. I think there are a ton of influencers out there, way more of them than not, that are sharing posts or whatever that literally frame their life as being incredibly balanced. Like, they have the perfect relationship, and they go out with their friends and they exercise, but also they relax and look at my super colorful meal that I'm eating. And I think in reality, again, because I do know a lot of these people, their lives are not balanced. They are that go, 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 grind, grind, grind type of person, but that's not what they're sharing. They're
Um,
sharing hashtag balance. Like,
I've seen that so many times as well where I'm like, huh, okay. That's
mhm.
not actually as balanced as you think it is, but okay. Or I hate when I see people posting like a balanced meal of what they're eating and then people comment, "You can eat that much?" I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh my goodness." So on top
Yeah.
of social media curating your feed, like also curate the comments. If you are like watching all these videos and reading the comments, stop reading them because
Yeah.
most of the time they're just awful. I
Yeah.
it makes me sick to read that when people are like, "You're eating too much food." I'm like, it's normal. I would consider that like too little food, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, everybody's got something to say. It's actually one of the reasons I don't post
Mm,
more about what I actually eat. Not because I don't want to share. I'm not like ashamed of it or anything like that. I would be happy to share. But the fact that every time I post anything about food, I will get comments from every direction. Oh my God, that's so processed. And then on the other side, people are like, you're promoting diet culture. And then there's like, gluten is terrible for you. And people are like, do you know what soy does to your body? And I'm just like, please go away. Like, all of you just go away because there are people that I'm trying to talk to right now that I think could really benefit from seeing the way that, vegan athletes actually eat, and you're all just noise. Like, it's just all of this noise that's confusing to other people. But then if you turn your comments off, you're like a coward, right? So what are you gonna do?
Once. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough out here.
Yeah.
I
And I don't
really
want to make it sound like people are like deliberately being deceptive, because I don't think an influencer wakes up someday and they like twirl their mustache and go like, today I'm going to convince the world that I live a balanced life. Like, no, they may very well be wanting that. They may very well be striving for that balanced life and not there yet. But they happened to go to a cookout that weekend, so they're going to share a picture of that, even though, so now you think they like go to cookouts on the weekends, but really they posted it because they never go to cookouts on weekends and this was like a special thing for them. uh but from your perspective, you're just misinterpreting it because you're getting like 1% of the picture.
yeah. I actually just saw the documentary I Am Bolt about Usain Bolt.
Mm.
And he's an Olympic. I mean, well, you if you don't know him,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, he's Usain Bolt. But he's an Olympic gold medalist, like times 20. And the documentary was really nice because it also shows him having fun, going out and partying. And I'm like, even Olympic athletes are out here partying. Like, balance is so key in following people that I think that was like a documentary that was like very uplifting, a little motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, okay, like this is the kind of documentary I need to watch and curate my everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was really
Yeah, it's tough. You know what else I would encourage a lot of our viewers to seek out? Older people on the internet, because everything that gets pushed in the algorithm I feel like is like, young youthful beauty, which is great. Like, youth is beautiful, we get it, but I think that especially women, we're told men age like fine wine, they get better as they age, and women just turn into like dried up shriveled raisins and we disappear. um and it's not true. Like, I deliberately started trying to follow women over 50. I'm not 50, I'm not 40, but I started following women over 50 because I feel like the message that we get as we get older, and you'll see this when you get older, fucking bleak. Like, it's just bleak how much you are treated like you're becoming invisible after turn a certain age. And it can feel kind of like, is this it? Was that it? Did I peak? Like, was was that it? Like, oh my God. So finding older women, or if you're a guy, finding older men to follow that are like living their best lives is really inspiring to me.
I agree. And watching people do things that are or like following people that are doing things that are fun, like that live an average but fun life that is like so not just camera pictures of the mirror at the gym.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, you're actually enjoying your life, you're staying physically active, and you're just living it up. You're traveling, you're doing things, you're being with friends. I love it.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
I like to follow, yeah, older people is a good one. I think that's a I think that's a great example. I don't know that I've even I
I'll
don't even.
send you some. I'll send you
Yeah.
some like badass older women that just give you like, yeah, no, we got a lot of life left in us actually, even in our 50s. So,
No, you'll have to
um,
put in the show notes. We can put like a group of accounts to follow, or like
yeah,
make us.
yeah, we could do
There's
that.
people that I really enjoy. I did write them down actually, but I don't know that anyone would actually remember it from me saying the names. So maybe we can put it in the notes. Like
Yeah, we can put them in the notes.
accounts that make me feel so good. Like there's women and men that do videos where they show like themselves looking amazing, and then they show
Mhm.
themselves in a completely different pose, but the same exact like second, like just like
Yep.
and showing like their hair and showing their pores and showing their armpit hair and their like fat sticking out, and then the other photos like them looking perfect. So it's just like it's really nice to see those kind of photos because I'm like, oh yeah, reminder, it's all
Yep.
fake.
Yes. And okay, so here, I guess this is sort of like my last tip. If you have other tips, I'd love to hear them, but this will be the last one I think I have. Like, not just curate what you follow, but I would say, like, pay attention to the content you put out as well. Like, I know we all want to always put our best face forward, our best selves forward, but I have actually found that I have built way more connections with people online by sharing the other stuff. The stuff, I mean, I posted a reel yesterday about crotch sweat at the gym, and it got more engagement than anything I've posted in the last month that could actually change someone's life. Uh, so I was like, that's it. I just need to post absolutely ridiculous stuff, apparently, if I want anybody to see anything I do. Um,
Yeah.
but sharing story. I share lots of stories where I'm not wearing any makeup at all. Or sharing stories where like my house is messy, or I didn't get to the gym today and I had intended to get to the gym. And, when the kids were around, I shared lots of struggles that I had through that. So I think that, as much as we want the stuff we're looking at to be more real, I think that also means that we should show up a little more real also.
I agree with that. I have one last thing to add.
Okay.
I would say I think to build confidence offline in ways of like I know, or me and Alex, Alex,
Hmm.
for everyone else, she's just my friend, and we're just going back and forth telling each other things we like about each other or like love about each other.
I love that.
And, and we said that it can't be aesthetic, just like what are things
Mhm.
that like I love about you, non-aesthetically, like your good heart, your like the way you listen, like all those like things like that. I think that like just finding a friend or a husband, partner, whatever, to do things like that with, like to talk about things that are just not aesthetic, talk about ways to build confidence, find a group of friends or encourage a group of friends to kind of maybe comment less about things like that and remind them of things that are more important. Building confidence offline, I think, is really, really helpful for me, especially like my mom. She's great at it. She's like if I feel insecure about a guy, she's like, I think they're a guy. Like they like if you're a good person, like they're gonna like you. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I believe you. Not necessarily true, but I'll believe her.
Hmm.
Just like people that build you up, I think it's just so important, and focusing more on that than online stuff, I think it's really, really helpful.
Yeah,
Uh,
just stop being so chronically online. Step
yeah.
one. But then, yeah, building a community around you in reality, which I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to see this, Alex, but she is in fact on my fridge right
Oh,
now. That's their save the date. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that's awesome that you guys do that. I don't think I've ever done that like specifically with anybody before. But I think it is actually a really good idea. And I know that whenever I'm talking to Daisy,
Mm,
so that's I guess that could kind of be another tip about like what you're following or what you're posting. Like, would you want your daughter to see that? Like,
mm,
because is it going to change the way she thinks about things? So when I'm talking to Daisy, I'm always really careful about the compliments that I give. Like, certainly she puts on a dress and sparkles and stuff, and I'm like, you look so beautiful. But I'm also giving her lots of other compliments about how like she never gives up and she's so funny and all of these other things too, because I often find that little boys get those kinds of compliments. You're so fast, you're so strong. um, and girls get the "you're so pretty." And not a whole lot else beyond that. So,
Yeah. That's something I've actually been working on too. Because I saw a video recently of like they actually deleted a lot of it, but there was a video of what it means. Like if you Google manly and then you Google womanly,
mm,
with the manly, it said a bunch of nice things. Like it said, like you're strong, you're, I don't know, things like that. Like all those very, very like kind things to men, like strong and
mhm.
masculine and all the things.
Protective. And I saw this one. And then the girl says, Mom, what does it say about me? That one?
Yeah. And then it says, yeah, what does it say about being a girl or womanly or something like that? And it was just like,
Weak, docile, pleasant, like all of these just like kind of weak ass things.
yeah, and they
So
deleted
sad.
it. Like on Google, like Google deleted a bunch of the descriptions, so they're not there anymore. Which is
Wow.
so sad that it was there in the first place.
But
It's
I
just,
mean, good for the whoever it was who made that reel. That's amazing. That's like an example of something actually making like positive change immediately, which is pretty cool.
yes, I agree. Because yeah,
Oh
now
my
if you
gosh.
Google it, it only has like a couple of examples now.
Wow, that's fascinating. So, all right, guys, if you're listening to this, first of all, I always like to hear the listeners or viewers' feedback about all of these things. If you're watching it on YouTube, leave a comment. Like, what do you do? How do you deal with this? How do you reckon with these sorts of things in your brain? If you're listening, just shoot us an email, coach at Vegan Proteins, and give us your feedback about this sort of thing. Of course, also, if you are looking for any kind of coaching to build muscle, lose fat, get stronger, any of those things, and you're a vegan, hit us up. That's exactly what we do. And as you can tell by these kinds of topics, we place a large emphasis on someone's mental health and their perspective and making sure that that all stays in check along the way. So check that out, veganproteins.com. I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. All right.
Sounds great.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Vegan Proteins Muscles by Brussels Radio. As always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and if you're looking for coaching, veganproteins.com. Once again, my name is Danny,
I'm Athena.
and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Toodles.
Nope, that's share screen. Not trying to share the screen. I'm trying to stop recording. Oh, it's right up in the top.